For most people who have a freakish nightmare like that, they tend to get away from intense movies. But unlike them, I'm not most people. Now, if I'm gonna be completely honest, besides the original, I've never actually seen any of the other Predator films. But lately, a recent installment called Prey is streaming exclusively on Hulu and has gained a lot of buzz from critics. That apparently it's the best Predator film since the original. Maybe, or maybe not. Now, if it actually is true what they're saying about this film, I thought it'd be best appropriate to binge watch all 5 films within the franchise. Which is something that I haven't done in a long time, because the last time I tried to binge watch a series in one take, it didn't go so well. But this one is way different. After dedicating 10 hours of my life, I can actually say this with full confidence, that it is true. Prey is in fact the best Predator movie since the original. The film is a prequel to the Predator series, taking place about 260 years before the events of the first film, where the story is revolved around Naru, a Comanche warrior who's trying to prove herself worthy of being a skilled warrior until one day she has to defend her tribe against an extraterrestrial species that's landed on Earth for the first time and is killing for sport. The best thing about this film is the direction. Dan Trachtenberg, who prior to this movie was known for directing another great sci-fi film, 10 Cloverfield Lane, showed off his talent by breathing life back into this series with some top-tier action sequences, a great representation of an all-native cast, gorgeous looking cinematography, and a great lead for Amber Midthunder at the helm. Also, the Predator? It's fantastic. There are a few design changes to both the costume and weapons that only hardcore fans will notice. Kind of like, for example, how when the Predator used to go in the water, it would affect the invisibility of the suit, but now, in this one, water doesn't do anything to it. And while the original Predator was depicted as a not bending of genres, but as an obvious switch of it. Like starting off as a typical Arnold macho masculine 80s action movie to completely like a cat and mouse game of survival. Predator does have the 2 movies put into one perfectly, and Prey does do the tale of 2 halves similar, but has a complete polar opposite by having the first act start off with just a girl and her dog as she's trying to be accepted into her tribe as a hunter and not as a healer or cook. The first act is pretty slow, but there is an underlying presence. The French are in the film within the first act, and the thing is, you might not notice it, but there is actually kind of hints there, like 1 or 2 of them in there, and they might just fly over your head. So because of all this, I really do appreciate the director for being subtle with the storytelling and building up tension for a scene that actually feels pretty slow, but even though it's not that bad. And when the French actually do show up within the second act of the movie, that's when shit gets real. This film probably has the most creative kills within the franchise, and I do think that the directing style does bring it all together brilliantly. I really can't give too much away within the second and third act because I'm just gonna tell you this, in that second and third act, it's perfectly a 10 out of 10, and this is the sequel that Predator fans have been waiting for. It's still kind of weird that this iconic character is owned by the Disney company, and I know for some fans like myself that'll also get them turned off and very concerned, but don't let that fool you. This is still under the Fox logo, and it's just as violent, as bloody as any of the other films that I've seen. Heck, this might be even some of the best action and killing sequences within the franchise, and I do think that within this direction, there might be a light of hope for this franchise in the first place. So, if they can do this for Predator, I'm just saying, fingers crossed for Alien. While I do consider the first Predator as the perfect action masterpiece, this film is not perfect. It does carry some of its flaws, but it's not big enough to where it actually impacts the entire film. Within the first 20 minutes, it actually is slow. But I think that's only because the director and editor tried their best to really try to make this film flow as naturally as possible, while still making it look good. It just comes off boring sometimes. I'm just gonna say this, if you can actually get past the first 20 minutes of the film, you are smooth sailing afterwards, because granted, it did feel like as though the director was working with first-time Native American actors, and the way how they pronounced the English, it almost felt like as though it didn't feel natural, and also their pronunciation and their acting, it kind of really sounded like they were reading from a script. There is a little bit of a feminism arc that isn't very heavy-handed, but although with Naru, it's mostly done through action and not words. And the thing is, if it's mostly done through words, then it has to be with the Native Americans, which their dialogue dialogue is not executed very well, and it does come off very cliche. But here's the thing though, there is a Comanche dub where all the original actors do come back and voice over their characters and speak the entire film in Comanche and have English subtitles, and I really do think that actually does fix most of the problems. It is far superior than the English version, and I think you guys should actually give it a watch. Although this is me being a little bit nitpicky, but I do think that there were some shots in the CGI where it was either between an animal or the technology from the Predator where it didn't feel like that the CGI was finished yet, and it took me out of the film for about 3 seconds, but it doesn't leave that much of an impact. But overall, Prey is a worthy film within this franchise. This movie should have been in the movie theaters because it is the Predator sequel that everyone has been waiting for a long time. So for the final score, I'm going to give Prey 2 grades. I'm actually going to give the original version a 9 out of 10, but the Comanche dub, that one is getting a 9.8 out of 10. Well, now that y'all made it to the end of the review, it is Sunday, August 28, 2022, and if you've seen my last video, you know what this means. It's finally time to announce the winner from last week's Dragon Ball free giveaway. Just to let y'all know, thank you guys so much for participating in this giveaway. It means so much to me, but also this could not have been possible without any of y'all. You guys are amazing. And just to let everybody know that this contest is indeed picked through a random comment generator. I did not pick the winner myself. It is completely random. So, without further ado, can I get a drum roll, please? Nice. The winner for the Dragon Ball free giveaway is Miguel Villalobos. That is right, Miguel, you are in fact the winner, so congratulations, you have just won the Dragon Ball free giveaway. And since you are the winner, you must email me personally claiming that you are the winner, which I will leave my email in the description down below. And also, you have exactly 7 days, which will land on September 3rd, 2022 on a Saturday. If for some odd reason you do not contact me after those 7 days, you will be disqualified, and I will announce the runner-up winner, and they will be the winner for this prize, which I will announce on my next movie review, Thor: Love and Thunder. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Look forward to more movie reviews to come out in the future, so if you haven't already, subscribe here to the channel. Until then, I'll see you next time.